Bitcoin is trading just under 90,000. Remember, if we look at the chart here, the trend line that I have been giving you guys all week for resistance, connecting the two highs of 2021, and that gave us this trend line. As of now, Bitcoin is respecting that line. Now, if we go to the big board here, there's a couple things we have to watch for.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
All right, so again, just because it's respecting it doesn't mean it can't break through. One of the things I'm keeping a close eye on is what pattern that Bitcoin is making. All right, so you have the big up move, which would be a flagpole, right? So here's your flagpole. The question is, do we continue to go like this into next week, maybe into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week? If that happens, what is that forming? It's forming what we would refer to as a bull flag, right? Bull flag formation here, okay? And that would be something that would then start turning the bias from resistance and a pullback to resistance with a bullish consolidation, which would start to shift probabilities to the upside. So right now, probabilities still favor a little downside, but the more we go sideways, the more those probabilities start losing the probability of downside and going more towards 50-50. I would say if we're not pulling back a little bit more by like Monday, Tuesday, 50-50 probabilities take over. So even, and if we go continue, let's say until Wednesday, Thursday, then you got to start favoring that up move. So again, these are the ways that a technician looks. So many people say, oh, well, Gareth was bearish, so he's always bearish. No, that's not the case. The charts tell me they literally, I'm looking at, like, imagine this was in a language that you don't understand or I don't understand. My job is to translate and learn that language and figure out what it says. And these charts are telling us something. This is a language of charts and technicals and patterns and price and factors. And our job, again, is to decipher what it is saying. The more we read, right, more candles form, the more insights we get into what it's really saying. Is it saying it's going to drop? Is it saying it's going to pop? Or is it saying it's going to go sideways? So little things like that. Again, super important to learn this stuff, guys. It is game-changing in your financial future. And again, it does seem daunting at first, but remember, everything seems daunting at first. This is the one thing, like if I had to tell someone that was young, I would say put time and effort into learning how to read charts because number one, most people make emotional decisions. This takes away the emotion and it literally will have the biggest impact on your financial future going forward. Education, guys, education is so important when it comes to financials and that includes technical analysis. All right, gold's chart. Let's take a quick look at gold here. Gold is getting a little bit of a bounce. You guys know we had come into support here. I nibbled on a little GDX. I had a little nibbled on some Newmont mining at this technical level. We covered our shorts on gold, obviously, in my commodity service, and we are getting a little bit of a bounce. Not a big bounce, but again, my guess is at minimum, we trade back to this low pivot. That would be your lowest bounce candidate. Your decent one would be the midpoint of the channel, the dotted line. You can see how this dotted line works beautifully right here, here, and here. So that would be your midpoint. And then your best case scenario would be back up here. I'm not leaning, I almost never go with the best case scenario, right?
XRP outpaces the crypto market with a 17% rally, fueled by regulatory shifts and bullish sentiment, signaling potential for sustained growth. Lawsuit by 18 states against SEC overreach sparks optimism for clearer, crypto-friendly policies under Trump. Open interest reached $1.3 billion, signaling growing investor commitment. XRP's breakout above a 3-year descending trend line with $1 as a key short-term target. Analysts predict a 40x surge in a favorable regulatory environment, building on historical resilience during the SEC lawsuit. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood envisions Bitcoin soaring to $650,000, $1.5 million by 2030, driven by regulatory clarity and institutional adoption. Wood highlights clearer crypto policies as a catalyst for broader adoption. Bitcoin's unique attributes attract investors seeking diversification. Bitcoin's current performance aligns with historical growth, up 114% YTD. Based on past cycles, Bitcoin could rise 15x to $243,000 by mid-2025. Cathie Wood's projection underscores Bitcoin's potential as a transformative asset class, fueled by favorable market dynamics and institutional momentum.
General, I go with the more mid to low end because those are the ones that the probabilities favor the most as getting bounces too. Yes, we can all swing for the fences, right? We can always try to hit that home run. But when I try to swing for the fences and hit home runs, I often strike out. Naturally, I'm going to strike out one way or the other every so often, but I want to be a Hall of Famer that hits singles and doubles, home run hitters. And for those of you that follow baseball, it's applicable to all sports. But when you just go for the biggest one, oftentimes you miss, you strike out, and that in financial investing is not a good thing. All right. Next up, oil. Oil's not doing much here, guys. Again, oil's been kind of a non-event for now a few weeks. It's just been hovering on this level. The big thing is, remember the $65 level. If that ever breaks, watch out below. I didn't touch on silver, but I'll quickly touch on silver for you guys. Silver's also getting a little bit of a bounce. Still has not come low enough for me to want to nibble just yet. Although I think I told you guys earlier this week, I did nibble on palladium. Palladium, again, came into my support number 2. I even added to the position yesterday. So I am long palladium as it's starting to bounce here beautifully. This was support number 1, got taken out, and then support number 2 appears to be holding and starting to get the bounce there. Lastly, natural gas here, guys. Just looking at natural gas, it continues to pull back. Again, just to go back to the big board for this last one, this is important, guys. So you guys know I talk about a confirmed breakout or a confirmed breakdown over and over again. This is another great example of what we would call a fake out. Whether it's institutional money faking out retail, I don't know. But the point being is that here's your high, and here's your high. Most people look at this chart and say, oh, on this day it broke out. I know better than that. I learned the hard way, and this is why I came up with the confirmation signal that's taught in the Winning Trader series. But the idea is you really need to see a close above and then a confirmation candle to really solidify, because so often this happens. In fact, I could find a dozen charts in a matter of minutes where you have breaks of trend lines and people will think it's a breakout, so the shorts cover, right? They're like, oh my goodness, this is breaking out, I got to cover. And the longs are like, oh, I got to jump on board and buy. They put more money in or they buy their first position. And then what happens? Boom, right back to the downside. And that, again, when you get a confirmation candle, when you confirm a breakout or a breakdown, the odds go from this right here is probably 50-50 at best. And none of us should ever be investing if it's 50-50, right? What we should be doing is going to the casino with our buddies, and at least we have about 50-50 odds, and we can have some fun and get some free drinks, hopefully. If you're investing, you want those odds in your favor heavily. And that's why you have to know that confirmation signal. So again, classic case of them pushing it above the breakout level and then just pulling it back. Those people that bought long, now they're underwater. The people that stopped out are now cursing because they got stopped out and it's now going in their direction. That's the way it works, all right? So again, got to learn these techniques, guys. The confirmation signal is, again, the thing that I use probably on a daily basis the most in terms of technical analysis to kind of keep me in line of knowing what a real breakout is or breakdown versus a fake out.
A 14-year dormant Bitcoin wallet transferred 2,000 BTC, $180 million, to Coinbase, raising questions about market impact as Bitcoin nears $100,000. Created in 2010 when BTC was less than $0.10, holdings now worth $180 million. Previous similar moves in 2024 had minimal long-term market effects. Coincides with $3.98 billion BTC/Ethereum options expiration, heightening volatility risk. Experts see no major derailment of Bitcoin's path toward $100,000 milestones. While intriguing, this transfer is a testament to Bitcoin's transformation into a globally significant financial asset. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has appointed former SEC Chair Jay Clayton to a key role, drawing attention to his crypto regulatory legacy and enforcement record. The DOJ has sentenced the operator of Helix, a cryptocurrency mixer, to prison and ordered the forfeiture of over $400 million in assets tied to money laundering. The substantial increase in Goldman Sachs' Bitcoin ETF holdings demonstrates the growing interest of institutional investors in Bitcoin. Solidian Technology follows other institutional investors, such as MicroStrategy, by purchasing Bitcoin with a plan for future acquisitions. A travel industry veteran believes blockchain technology can unify the global travel industry, standardize communication protocols, and enhance transparency. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.